promissory note, which I brought a copy of with me, which I know you guys also have scanned. And the promissory note says here that we gave him cash and checks.
Okay, and again, what is your benefit? Somebody's asking for money. Is this strictly a loan? Are you gaining anything from this?
I didn't gain anything, no interest, nothing. It even mentions it in the promissory note, 0%.
So you knew at that time this was just a loan, and you're
Just
gonna
a loan for a short period of time to help him out, and I thought he's good for it.
But really, when you think about it now, you should have at least got some interest. That was kind of naive on your part. I would have got something out of it, right?
Okay, that's what the police report says. That's all I have to work with.
Right.
That's what the police report, and you can see there are tons of questions.
I know.
I mean,
It's a complicated cluster mess.
okay, let's go with what the police have, and then we'll go make sure that I have all your documentation.
Yeah, these were scanned in last time we were here.
Okay, the police said that, do you have any evidence that the money,
Well, some of it is check, but
just
not
the
all
money?
the cash.
The checks we can deal with, that's evidence. How about the cash? Offhand, in 2011, you don't think?
I don't think so.
Okay. Did you try to contact him in 2011?
I did, but most of my conversation was with Kevin, asking him for the money. And a few times I called him, when was your birthday?
March,
No.
when we went to that dinner and then we went to supper club, you mean?
Uh-huh.
That was in 2012.
12,
Or 2011.
2011.
It was 2011. Monty was actually taking us out. And he, for my birthday, actually, which was March of 2012, he came and paid $10,000 and took everyone out. And he was like, oh, I'm just doing this, out of the niceness of my heart.
Yeah, because I
Kind of
left a
fooling us,
message, before that he was trying to be nice to you. I
Yeah,
left
he was
a
trying to be nice
message
to me, yeah.
and asking for the money.
So 2011, he did take you out.
It was 2012. It was 2011, yes. He took us out. It was 2011.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So because prior to that, I called him and I asked for the money and said, where's the money? You promised me, you will repay. He's gonna talk to me when he gets back.
And what's Kevin say?
Kevin always said, oh, he's good for it, I'm working for him, I know he has the money. But then he would say he doesn't have the money to repay. And I said, you don't have the money. How can you, throw away money at these clubs?
Yeah.
He's a married man. He goes to clubs, with different women, and he spends a lot of money.
Okay.
So my question was, if he claims he doesn't have it, how can he go out every week
Yeah.
and he spends this kind of money?
It was maybe 2-3 nights a week because I would go out with Marty, and I think this is another way Marty was fooling us, was he was showing me, Kevin, and my sister a really good time. So we were thinking, oh, this guy is our friend. He was really cunning because now when I look back, he was totally playing us for a fool. He would take us out a couple of times a week, and he would spend anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 on his credit cards, and he was sponsoring women. I don't know if you know what that means. Which he's a married man, but he's
13 when I started pushing him for the money,
that's correct.
and then he said he's not going to pay me.
Okay. Taking
He
you
said
out.
he doesn't owe me any money. He's not going to pay me.
That's 2013.
Yeah, and that's when Kevin stopped working for him as well, and that's when we started to get really nervous that we're not going to get our money because Kevin was no longer employed with him
He
either.
wouldn't answer me.
Notis Enterprises, and L&M is a DBA, I believe. And L&M, this is the address where Kevin and him work together.
Okay. And again, 2012, is it him that's asking you for more money, or is it Kevin, or is it both of them?
Both of them.
Originally when this went forward, when we were suing, we sued my cousin too. Right? He was in the original lawsuit. We were
Yes.
going to sue both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because we were like, what the hell's going on? It seems kind of weird, right? I'm sure to you it seems a little weird
Yeah,
too.
yes.
Of course. I mean, it would to anybody. It's common sense. So we were actually in the original lawsuit. Kevin was a part of it. He was going to be sued as well, but we were advised to take him off of the lawsuit, right?
Yeah,
Is that
my
what was wrong?
attorney says he couldn't find any intent from Kevin because he did everything to get it back. He didn't mean, to defraud me from it. So he said, you better not, sue your nephew. But originally I did, and that's what I told, Marty. I said, I'm going to sue you and Kevin because Kevin is the one who introduced you to me. So you both are at fault, for me losing all this money. This is all the money we have. I mean, right now we are struggling to pay for her tuition.
I'm in law school and I'm struggling to pay. I owe money, by the way, this week, and I don't have to pay it.
I
So it's
appreciate
been,
you coming in. and
yeah, of course, no problem. So
Was there any other than verbal, was there any more promissory notes, anything?
No, fortunately, I was so naive, I didn't ask for it.
Yeah, that's unfortunately,
You're
you got
starting
scammed. You got scammed.
And what is he saying? I mean, this started in 2010, 2011, you've given him money. Now, 2012, he's requesting more money. What are you saying to
He
him?
said he has a building construction is going on, and as soon as that is funded, he's gonna pay me back. I'm sure that's the way it is in construction, because my husband was in construction also. In construction, you have to do certain amount and represent it to the bank, then bank releases the money to you. So this is what he was saying, okay, if you give me this money is coming from the bank and I'm gonna pay you back. And then even at one time, he said he's, getting loan from other people and he's gonna repay me back. That conversation came up 2 times. He said, bear with me, this is our telephone conversation. Bear with me, I'm getting the money, I'll pay you next month, I'll pay you next
He even
month.
called me once, I remember in 2013. And I contacted me, give me a call, let's work it out. He's like, I will, and then I never heard from him again.
Phone records can be very important. We're gonna get to the text messages, but in 2012, would your phone records show that he did call you or you were calling him?
I called him, but most of my conversation was through Kevin. I would call Kevin and say, where's my money? You're the one that said, is gonna come through. And they say, oh, auntie, I'm gonna talk to him, he will pay, da 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 da. And it never happened, so until last year, I decided I should sue both of them.
So when he says the money's coming from the bank, who's telling?
Conversations on tape. These prosecutors, if you don't fit, you're going to have trouble. So much so that Mr. Darden is questioning her. Remember her famous response? Quote, why are we having this adversarial conversation? Why do I detect this negativity? I'm just here to tell the truth. Aren't you in a search for truth, Mr. Prosecutor? She said that. And then they wanted to ask, well, why didn't you stop him from using this so-called N-word? She said, I was in a journalistic mode. I didn't try to stop him from using that word any more than I tried to stop him from talking about cover-ups where male police officers have no respect for women police officers because they don't cover up the misdeeds. But that was her testimony. From that witness stand, you saw her. She's credible, don't you think? She has tapes to back her up. But look how she was treated by this. And Mr. Darden said something very interesting today. He said, I'm just the messenger. Now, how many times have you heard that? I'm the messenger. Don't blame me. I'm just doing my job. That's no way out. He's a fine lawyer, but he can't hide behind just being the messenger. Well, whose message is he sending? Who is he representing in this message? He's a man of integrity. That statement is not going to fly. I'm just the messenger. He's not any messenger. He's the prosecutor with all the power of the state of California in this case. We're not going to let that get away. They're not going to turn the Constitution on its head in this case. We're not going to allow it. And so now, let me bring you to a segment of this discussion where we talk about if you can't trust the messengers, watch out for their message.